Absolutely. Well, good afternoon, beloveds. Good afternoon and welcome on this beautiful spring Christmas Eve afternoon. Oh my goodness, I've lived in Colorado my whole life and this is extraordinary. And we know that God is in, around, and through it all. So we just bless it, we love it, we honor it, we step into it, and we call it good and very good. For those of you who have been with this community for quite some time, welcome back. We so missed being able to gather last year on Christmas. For those of you, if this might be your first appearance, either by choice or a beloved dragged you along, know that you are welcome here, wherever you are. We are an inclusive community. We honor all people, all relational orientations, and all paths to the divine. So wherever you are on your journey, we bless you, we love you, we welcome you into this community with open arms. So if you would please, release the busyness of the day, allow yourself to be fully present right here, right now, and accept the wonderful and glorious gifts that so many of these beloveds have been working on for quite some time. Welcome and Merry Christmas.
Now, in the beginning, the whole world had one language and a common speech. The people were created in all shapes, colors, races, and sizes, but still spoke one language, love. One day, people began to take notice that they looked different from each other. Then they said to each other, "Gather the people together who look like us. Let us build ourselves a city with a tower that reaches to the heavens, so that we may make a name for ourselves, and let us be separate from the rest." Spirit saw the tower the people were building and wept. Spirit then said, "When people forget to speak the universal language of love and forget that they are one, they unleash fear. They now see themselves as different and separate instead of the diverse person that expresses my wholeness. They have confused their one language of love, and until they remember that they are one diverse people and begin to speak love again, they shall experience separateness." So because of their choice to see themselves as separate, they wandered in darkness and ignorance. They feared each other and therefore could not understand each other. Many years passed with wars, hatred, prejudice, and separateness. People needed a way-shower to remind them of the language of love. Secretly hidden in their hearts was a longing to be one again.
Je t'aime, te amo, jag тебя люблю. Ani och över och I love you. The sounds are all as different as the lands from which they came. And though our words are all unique, our hearts are still the same. Love in any language, straight from the heart, pulls us all together, never apart. And once we learn to speak it, all the world will hear. Love in any language, fluently spoken here. We teach the young our differences, yet look how we're the the same. We love to laugh, we dream our dreams, we know the sting of pain. Oh, maybe when we realize how much there is to share, find it there's more in common to pretend it isn't there. Sing with us this time. Love in any language, straight from the heart, pulls us all together, never apart. And once we learn to speak it, all the world will hear. Love in any language, fluently spoken here. Love in any language, fluently spoken here.
Many years ago, in the chill of the winter night, there was a star that shone brightly in the sky over a small town of Bethlehem. It was the same light that had shone since the beginning of creation. This was the light of the burning bush that called Moses, and the same light that burned the oil in the miracle of Hanukkah. This light illumined the wisdom of Buddha. It is the light that has illumined so many minds throughout the centuries. This is the light that illumines the beauty of diversity and leads us on a pathway to one language of love.
On this sacred winter night, we once again are reminded that this inner light guides us through all darkness. We have this inner light always. Let us recall the story of this little child from long ago, who reminds us all of our divinity. Let us rekindle this divine light once again and create the pathway to the language of love and connectivity.
People needed to feel connected and secure. They had forgotten the one language of love and oneness. So, Spirit decided to send a great wayshower.
The angel Gabriel was sent from God to a town in Galilee called Nazareth, to a virgin betrothed to a man named Joseph of the house of David. The virgin's name was Mary. Upon arriving, the angel said to her, "Rejoice, O highly favored daughter, Spirit is with you. Blessed are you among women. You shall conceive and bear a son, and give him the name Jesus." Mary said to the angel, "How can this be, since I do not know man?" The angel answered her, "The Spirit will come upon you, and the power of the Most High shall overshadow you. For you see, nothing is impossible with God."
Must have been hard for you to hear what the angel had to say, knowing your name may be put to shame. And it must have been hard for you to accept what was asked of you, knowing your life would never be the same. What would I do? What would I do if I heard the voice of an angel in my ear telling me that I should not be afraid, no. With so much to gain and so much to lose, would I walk in Mary's shoes? Oh, would I walk in her shoes? And it must have been hard for you to explain what you had seen. They must have thought you had gone insane. Oh, ooh, oh. And it must have been hard for you to tell the man you loved so hard that this child would not have his name. Ooh, oh, what would I do? What would I do? What would I do if I heard the voice of an angel in my ear telling me that I should not be afraid? Don't be afraid, no, 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 no. With so much to gain and so much to lose, would I walk in Mary's shoes?
This is not just an ancient story. This is our story today. The universe longs to show us what is possible. The angel in this story represents the divine messengers sent to us every day by calling us to listen and know that peace and love are possible. There is an angel voice within us that knows what to do, our intuition. Where there is limitation, fear, and doubt, the still, small voice knows only possibility, connectivity, and peace. Your intuition is your inner compass and is always there to guide you. Mary represents our virgin soul, just waiting to manifest our thoughts. As Mary pondered the words of the angel, we too ponder and listen to that inner small voice. Mary also represents the divine motherhood of love, waiting to give birth to this still small voice. We now light the candle of intuition, our inner knowing. This light represents the still small voice within you that always knows what to do. So pay attention to this inner knowing, and it will always lead you to the divine path.
In those days, Caesar Augustus published a decree ordering a census of the whole world. Joseph went from the town of Nazareth in Galilee to Judea, to David's town of Bethlehem, because he was of the house and lineage of David. He then registered with Mary, his espoused wife, who was with child.
What would I do? What would I do if I heard the voice of an angel in my ear, telling me that I should not be afraid? Do not be afraid. With so much to gain and so much to lose, if given a choice, what would I choose? Could I ever walk in Mary's shoes? Could I ever walk in Mary's shoes? Could I ever walk in her shoes? Could I ever, oh God, could I ever walk in Mary's shoes? Could I, ooh, oh, could I ever walk, oh, could I ever walk in Mary's shoes? Could I ever, could I ever, could I ever?
So while they were there, the days of her confinement were complete. All of the inns were full, and they were strangers in a foreign land. The last innkeeper, feeling compassion for Mary and Joseph, offered them his stable. There, Mary gave birth to her firstborn son, wrapped him in swaddling clothes, and laid him in a manger because there was no room for them in the inn.
We sometimes feel like strangers in a strange land, looking for an inn, a place to belong. Joseph represents the safe innkeeper. He represents wisdom and unconditional love despite the condition or status of our lives. Joseph also represents the shelter that the divine has for us. The innkeeper represents compassion, for when we are compassionate toward races, cultures, and one another, it brings acceptance. Acceptance does not mean we agree with or condone, appreciate, or even like what has happened. Acceptance means that we know, regardless of what has happened, that there is something bigger at work. It also means that we know we are okay and that we will continue to be okay. When we make room in the inn of our hearts for one another, we become ultimate expressions of our divine higher selves. When we bring compassion to life, compassion brings us to a stop, and for a moment, we rise above ourselves. As we light the candle of compassion, we remind ourselves that love and compassion are necessities, not luxuries. Without them, humanity would not survive.
The angel of the Spirit appeared to shepherds watching over their sheep by night, and a great fear came over them. You have nothing to fear. I come to proclaim good news to you, tidings of great joy. Let this be a sign to you. In a manger you will find an infant wrapped in swaddling clothes. Suddenly, there was with the angel a multitude of heavenly hosts, saying, Glory to God in high heavens, and peace to all people on earth. The shepherds then said, Let us go to Bethlehem and see this event, which Spirit has made known to us.
This is happening today. The shepherds represent the watchfulness of our higher selves. Like the shepherds, when we remove fear, we move toward love. Seeing the love in the child, the shepherds go and seek it. We too can look into the eyes of one another and see love. We are not here on earth to see through one another. We are here to see one another through love. The commandment of the master teacher, Jesus, was clear. A new commandment I give you, love one another as I have loved you. Like the shepherds who keep watch over their flocks at night, so too does our higher self call forth to live in a place of watchfulness, love, and caring for all people. The faithful love of the shepherds toward their flocks is the divine love we are called to give to the world. As we light the candle of love, may we be reminded that when we love one another, we bridge the world together as one. And now, beloveds, we have that opportunity to pause. We have that opportunity to give where we are spiritually fed. And I just want to express my thanks for your kindness, for your generosity in your gifts, in your tithes, in your offering that support this beautiful community and our work in the world of bringing oneness and kindness and love to the culmination, to the focal point. And as we always do within our beloved Unity on the Avenue spiritual community, I would be most grateful if you would join me in blessing the tithes and offerings. Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive.
With love, anything is possible. Any mountain can be climbed. Any river can be crossed. Nothing's ever lost with love. Anything is possible. With faith, anything is possible. Any mountain can be climbed. Any river can be crossed. Nothing's ever lost with love. Anything is possible. With hope, anything is possible. Any mountain can be climbed. Any river can be crossed. Nothing's ever lost with love. Anything is possible. Now we're going to modulate up a little bit, and I want you to sing love with us. With love, anything is possible. Any mountain can be climbed. Any river can be crossed. Nothing's ever lost with love. Anything is possible.
Astrologers arrived in Jerusalem asking, "Where is the newborn king? We have observed his star at its rising and have come to pay him homage." King Herod became greatly disturbed by the news. Then he sent them to Bethlehem after having instructed them, "Go get detailed information about the child. When you have found him, report it to me so that I too may go and pay homage." The star led the astrologers to the manger where the child was. They were overcome with seeing the star over the child. They brought him gifts of gold, frankincense, and myrrh. Later, they receive a message in a dream not to return to Herod, so they went back to their own country by a different route.
This too is what is happening today. Herod represents our ego with its messages of separateness. It is the message that there is only one path to the divine. The three kings represent the trinity of diversity, all nations, religions, and spiritual paths coming together as one love. The three kings also represent the diverse gifts all have to offer the world. Gold, the symbol of unlimited prosperity for all who will receive it. Frankincense, which represents the sweetness of life when our thoughts rise above differences and we come together as one. And myrrh, which represents oils of healing, peace, and freedom to all who understand that we must come together in order to heal. As we light the candle of oneness, may we honor that many paths are winding their way to the one God.
millions of stars placed in the skies by one God. Millions of us lift up our eyes to one God. So many children calling to Him by many a different name. One Father, loving each the same. Many ways, all of us pray to one God.
One God.
Many the path winding their way to one God.
One God.
Brothers and sisters, there were no strangers after His work was done. For your God and my God are
Millions of stars placed in the sky by one God. Millions of us lift up our eyes to one God.
One God. So many children calling out loud by many a different name. One Father, loving each the same. Many the ways, all of us pray to one God.
One God.
Many the paths winding their way to one God.
One God.
Brothers and sisters, there were no strangers after His work was done. For our God, yes, your God and my God are
Jesus grew in stature and character, and one day He was teaching the crowd, "Do not let your hearts be troubled. Have faith in God and faith in each other. In my Father's house there are many dwelling places. Peace is my gift to you. As Spirit has loved me, so I have loved you. Live on in love, and you will receive peace."
This is the same peace that is needed today. It is not the peace of the world, but rather the divine peace that can only be acquired by recognizing our own inner peace first. Inner peace begins the moment we choose not to allow another person or event to control our emotions. Peace returns when we remember our connectivity to every manifested soul. Our ego says, once everything falls into place, then I'll find peace. Spirit says, find your peace, and then everything will fall into place. When the power of love overcomes the love of power, then the world will know peace. World peace must develop from inner peace. Peace is not just a mere absence of violence. Peace is the manifestation of human compassion. Peace cannot be kept by force. It can only be achieved by understanding. As we light the candle of peace, may we remember that peace is not the absence of power, but rather that peace is the presence of love, the love which is the power that passes all understanding.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as our power, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
One day, Jesus was teaching his disciples. Peter spoke up and said to him, "Teacher, show us how to do these things that you do." Jesus replied, "Very truly I tell you, whoever believes in spirit will do the works I have been doing, and they will do even greater things than these, because I am going to the Spirit who sent me."
Jesus is the great example, not the great exception. Let us take responsibility for the divine power we possess. Peter represents the part of us that doubts the responsibility we have for our thoughts and actions. The message of the master teacher is clear. When we trust the divine within us and trust with faith, we too shall do even greater things. When we take responsibility for each other, we can bring oneness to our world. It is not our differences that divide us. It is our inability to recognize, accept, and celebrate those differences. The moment we take responsibility for everything in our lives is the moment we can change anything in our lives. As we light the candle of responsibility, we accept all responsibility for ourselves, others, our thoughts, and the world. It is each of us that will get us to where we want to go, and no one else. We must take responsibility for our thoughts, feelings, and actions in the world. Responsibility is the acceptance that we are the cause and the solution of every matter in life.
And once again, we have told the story of old. Tonight, the tower of separateness has been torn down, and we call in the language of love. The 6 pathways to oneness have been lit: intuition, compassion, love, oneness, peace, and responsibility. You see, it is not just about a little child in a manger long ago, but rather it is to understand that we are the Christ consciousness that is eternal. We possess the power to become one diverse language of love. We are the divine energy and power on the planet that will lead to true peace. We are the eyes, the hands, the feet, and the heart of the divine. We are the Christ light.
Silent night, all is calm, all is bright, round young virgin, mother and child. For the infant so tender and mild, sleep in heavenly peace, sleep in heavenly peace. Silent night, holy night, all is calm, all is right, round young virgin, mother and child. Holy infant, so tender and mild, sleep in heavenly peace, sleep in heavenly peace. Silent night, holy night, all is calm, all is bright, round young virgin, mother and child. Holy infant, so tender and mild, sleep in heavenly peace, sleep in heavenly
Christmas is not a time nor a season, but a state of mind. To cherish peace and goodwill, To be plenteous in mercy is to have the real spirit of Christmas. I truly believe that if we keep telling the Christmas story, singing the Christmas songs, and living the Christmas spirit, we can bring oneness, happiness, and peace to the world. Let us raise our candles in commitment to bring this joy, oneness, and happiness and peace to our world. Let us call to mind all those who are in our hearts this evening, those who have made their transition in death, those who are far away from home, especially those in the armed forces, those who are estranged in our lives, refugees, and those who live in fear. Let us raise our candles to soften our hearts and surround all in light. As you look at your candle, realize that the Christmas candle is a lovely thing. It makes no noise at all, but softly gives itself away. Let us raise our candle in commitment to be the models of love, compassion, and oneness, and share our light for peace. The light of peace will come only when we infuse ourselves and the world with peace, understanding, harmony, and diversity. Let us raise our candles for peace in our world. 6 powerful lights: intuition, compassion, love, oneness, peace, and responsibility. My friends, the story has been told once again, and now the words have been released into our hearts. We are the pathways to peace. As you extinguish your candle, may you keep your light burning brightly in your lives. You can certainly choose to take those home with you if you choose. And we do have a receptacle as you exit if you'd like to leave them with us for recycling, whatever suits you. By way of brief announcements, my beloveds, I would call your attention to the back of the program, where we have a number of special events coming up in January. January 2nd is our Burning Bowl ceremony. January 9th is our White Stone ceremony. And on January 16th, I'll be speaking about completions and creations. What did we complete in the previous year, and what are we wanting to call in and create in the coming year? It would be our great joy and honor to continue to see you as part of this beloved community. And having been a minister for a number of years, this is my first candlelight service in the pulpit, and I extend my tremendous thanks and my great love to all who participated in creating this beautiful and glorious event. And to my beloved practitioner colleague, friend, ministerial colleague, all around good egg, Reverend Savannah Noel said yes 8 months ago, and she is always good to her word. Reverend Savannah.
Yeah. Thank you so much for having me here. This is such a sweet community, and it is my honor to now bless us. I want to say a prayer, so I invite you to just go within for a moment. Just taking that holy breath. Just giving thanks for the power and the presence of life that is right where we are. For I know that it is never ever in absence. It is the only thing that is happening all the time, always. This power, this presence, this life, it is love, it is intelligence, it is wisdom. It is opportunity, it is success, it is transformation, it is healing, it is wholeness. And as I know this is the truth of this power, I know that it exists in each and every one of us right here and now. And so we remember it right now. We remember whose we are. connected to that power, that presence, that life. And so I bless us as we go forward today, and I know that whatever is living in your heart right now, whatever emotion, whatever it might be this day, a sense of fear or joy, a sense of separation or connectedness, a sense of love, prosperity, whatever it is, I know that the power of love is the greatest thing there is, and that it is present in each and every one of our hearts today. And so we sit in that knowing, in that awareness of that healing balm that comes to aid us when we need it the most. And so giving thanks for this community, for this beloved space, this sacred space that we have created this day, I bless us as we go forward knowing that this is a magnificent, magical day, and that all is truly unfolding miraculously, marvelously. It is all good. And together let us say, Ashe, Namaste, and so it is. Amen.